too.
Hello YouTube. Welcome back. Welcome back to Path of Exile 2. Welcome back to the Druid Plantomancer playthrough. And welcome back to the channel. So here we are on the Flying Pig. And we are going to go to one of these islands.
Raise the sails!
The Isle of Kin.
Lower the anchor.
Land ahoy.
So in the next hour or so, we're going to make our way through.
Be wary here. The kinfolk are a bit crazed lately. They used to be nothing more than a nuisance. But now their volcano rumbles like it's hungry, and you can see them carting sulfite down there non-stop. The mountain must be alive, and oh boy, it's got an appetite.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Philosopher Kanu. That's very nice of you. Right. We're going to go around this island and kill everything we possibly can. We're going to loot everybody. We're going to gather as much fat loot as possible. And then, if there's time, we're going to go to another island, and we're going to rinse and repeat.
Found naught but death in their venture.
There's a set of pets that you can get that are these kinfolk. One of them's a little drummer and the other one's got another instrument and they play it. I'd love to get that pet. I'll have to have a look, see how to get it. So this is all very nice and inviting, isn't it? I bet it smells absolutely amazing here. Yes, I know, little Crowbell. It smells. Yeah. Smells like a great big rotten egg fart.
Now we maggot!
Show some respect. Show some respect for the crazed lunatics that you're killing, Scottish Druid. It's not every day you get to commit genocide.
Look at them, like moths to flame. Nothing to sneeze at.
So tomorrow I'm probably gonna do, while we're running around committing casual genocide, I'll probably talk a lot about the spec, about leveling with this spec, about what gear priorities and that kind of thing, and then endgame spec, because the endgame spec's a little bit different. So and the priorities for endgame as opposed to priority for level. So I'll go through that, and things like jewels, what kind of jewels to have in the passage skill tree. So it'll be kind of like a cozy fireside chat with casual genocide. What more could you want? Come on, Muppets, come get some. Those poor beasts.
Savages. Rowas were... Ah! Figures.
I might open up a Kentucky Fried Rower shop in King's March when I get back.
What have they done to this creature? Down, beast! So I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you're enjoying the lovely warm weather.
and the freedom of not having to wear cardigans and jumpers and heavy coats and having the heating on and all that business, and you're just enjoying a really nice, warm summer's day. Don't forget now, sip water regularly. And while you're sipping water regularly, would you like, share, and comment, and do all that stuff? Thank you very much indeed. You're wonderful. Right, now, I hope you're avoiding the doomsayers and the scaremongers on the news and in the climate change industry and all that kind of garbage. These people are earning hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, pounds, euros and yen every single year by pimping this nonsense. I'll give you a little bit of an example.
I'm full up.
In Earth Day, on or during Earth Day 1970, which was the first Earth Day, some of the leading scientists of their day were asked to give their predictions on climate change and all that kind of stuff. Bear in mind, these are the so-called leading minds in their field. In 1970, Harvard biologist George Wald stated with absolute certainty that civilization will end within 15 to 30 years unless immediate action is taken against the problems facing mankind. Well, of course, that was a load of crap. It was a load of crap then, and it's a load of crap now. The man should have been ashamed of himself. And an awful lot of people believe people like this, and they get very, very scared, and they make stupid decisions based on fear because of idiots like biologist George Wald.
Kinfolk caged you. I gave you release.
The climate gurus at Life magazine stated, again with absolute authority and a total belief that they were right, and Life magazine back in 1970 had a very, very large readership worldwide. They stated, in a decade, urban dwellers will have to wear gas masks to survive pollution. By 1985, pollution will have reduced the amount of sunlight reaching Earth by a half. Absolute tosh and nonsense. More idiots. The ecologist Kenneth Watt. By the year 2000, if present trends continue, we will be using up crude oil at such a rate there won't be any more crude oil. I'm sorry, ecologist Kenneth Watt. You, sir, are an absolute idiot. They're still finding oil fields today. In the shale fields of southern England, there's about 2,000 years worth of oil and gas. The United Kingdom is sitting on a sea of oil and gas. We're also sitting on about 5,000 years of coal. These people are absolute idiots.
This dig's no kinfolk work.
And they've made an awful lot of money out of trying to make people frightened. And that is disgusting.
My voltaxic canaries. How is it that you're running scared of this blind beastie? It can't even bloody see. They're whispering in the dark, every moment now, licking at our fear, tasting our sweat. We need more sulfite. Here we all are, lying about, sick as dogs, evil closing in around us. Get that sulfite, no matter what it takes. This green lot won't stand in our way, not with all we've got down here. Give it time, my sweethearts, give it time. Your master, Nico.
And I have a couple more quotations for you guys, just to put all of this stuff into context. Timothy Worth, the president of the UN Foundation, said, "We've got to ride this global warming issue. Even if the theory is wrong, we will be doing the right thing in terms of economic and environmental policy." Oops, did he just let the cat out the bag? It's a useful fiction, is what he was saying. And Christine Stewart, the former Canadian Minister of the Environment, went on to say pretty much the same thing. She said, "No matter if the science of global warming is all phony, climate change provides the greatest opportunity to bring about justice and equality in the world." Again, it's a useful tool to control people, to tax people, and to stop people from doing the things they want to do, like going on holiday. And as Paul Watson, the co-founder of Greenpeace, once said, "It doesn't matter what is true. It only matters what people believe is true." Oh, oops. And all that just to say, don't be afraid of enjoying a nice, warm summer. The world is not going to come to an end, despite what the highly paid television weatherman says, despite what Greta Thunberg says. I'm old enough to remember a couple of years ago some professor said, if we carry on the way that we're going, we won't see snow anymore. And then we had 4 or 5 years of incredibly snowy winters in Europe. Oh dear. Oops. And we still have heavy snow all the way across Europe, and that was like 10 years ago. These people are an embarrassment, but nobody ever holds them to account. Nobody ever questions them and says, "Oi, you got this wrong. Why?" If you were working in the private sector and you got something so hideously wrong, your boss would have you in the office first thing the following morning and say, "Oi, we're paying you a lot of money to get things right, not to get things wrong. Explain yourself." And unless you had a very good explanation, you'd be looking for a new job. And these people are never ever held to account for the decisions that they make that invariably turn out wrong But the decisions that they make and the statements they come out with are used by governments in order to make policy decisions. Now, if they said these things and made these predictions in total isolation, I wouldn't give a damn. But our governments use these models and predictions and policies and all the rest of this scaremongering nonsense in order to make their own policies, which costs each and every single one of us billions every year. It would be nice to know that the people who were giving them the advice was actually getting it right. And more times than not, they're not getting it right. I remember all of these predictions about the Arctic ice melting, and we're not going to have any air. It's thicker and wider now in both the Arctic and the Antarctic than it has been for the best part of 50 to 75 years. These things go up and down, up and down. They ebb and flow. Depends on whether we're in an El Nino or a La Nina kind of weather front kind of situation. And there's an El Nino that's just started that's going to cause all sorts of havoc in the next 8 years. There's going to be tropical storms, there's going to be hurricanes, there's going to be, and the hurricanes are going to be more regular. There's going to be typhoons and all sorts of things in the east. But El Nino conditions have been with us for tens of thousands of years. We've known about them for hundreds of years.
Hotter than a damn forge in here.
And we've certainly known them for an awful lot longer than people have been flying on jet planes and people have been driving SUVs. Anyway, rant over. I do try to stay away from politics on this channel, and I don't consider the weather to be particularly political. It's been a British pastime for the last 300 years. So call it exercising my cultural heritage. Good lord, these plants are tearing chunks out of that mob.
Down, foul creature! I'm full up.
I have actually been quite surprised at how effective this spec has been so far. Particularly as it's in its later incarnation, it's pretty much a one-button screen wipe build. Because we're talking about automatic, crit, cast on crit stuff. It's going to be two buttons, two-button build, depending on how quick you want to be about things. And I am actually looking forward to the end game, to the map stage with this spec, because I think it's going to be very good. I can't remember now. I had a witch a couple of seasons ago that started off very strong, and in mid-game became significantly weaker, and then became strong again, and then in the end game at the map stage she was absolutely embarrassing. It didn't work. The spec that I was running with her was great to level, not so good in the middle game, good at the beginning of the end game, but then became very, very bad very, very quickly, and I ended up running around a whole bunch of maps trying to find low-level maps that I could run, and I'm talking about level 1 and 2 maps, because anything higher than that was just a nightmare. So I was a bit skeptical, but I should have known Rax wouldn't let me down, and he didn't. This spec has turned out pretty well, and I'm going to keep it right the way through till the end. So I'm not entirely certain when this series is going to end. Now, I watch Jarwoodle. I don't know whether any of you guys are familiar with Jarwoodle. I watch Jarwoodle very often. It's a 7 Days to Die, and zombie games and open world crafting games and that kind of thing. He's great at. And I watch him. I watch his content, and a lot of his 7 Days to Die content ends at episode 42 or thereabouts. And his episodes are usually 35-40 minutes long, so they're roughly half as long as mine. Now, where should mine end? I would hesitate to say at the beginning of the next season. I think that might be too long. At max level and at a point in gear where really carrying on makes little to no sense as far as progression is concerned, I think. But where exactly that would be, I don't know.
I'm full of.
If it was just me playing for my own pleasure, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably play right through to the end of the season, and maybe take a break at the end of the season, play something else for a little while before the next season starts. That said, I've got other things that I want to play. I've got other things that I want to make series of on my channel. The Black Grimoire Cursebreaker is a series I want to put out. There's the Last Caretaker. I want to do a series of that. There's a game as well that I played the demo of called Leasewood, which looks very interesting. I'd like to do a series on that when the game comes out. I'm not entirely certain when that is. There's a couple of games coming out. There's the Dragon Wilds, RuneScape Dragon Wilds has just had a big drop, an upgrade, and that looks very interesting. Partially Royal just did an update of his series on RuneScape Dragon Wilds. That looked very good. Oh, hello.
Ah, you bloated tyrant! I'll cut you down
It's
the side.
Crouton. King Crouton.
Enough with the stomping! The wilds take hold!
Aye, enough with the stomping, you tube.
Back-killing freaks!
He spat at me. What a dick. Oi. That's gross. Learn some bloody manners. That's horrible.
Enough with the stomping!
Did he just have a pee on the floor? I think he just had a pee on the floor. That's all. Bye bye, King Crouton. Curse Black.
Give stuff, get a face off.
This piece has writing too. I have some sense
Hello,
of the
Hoodie.
meaning.
Give me everything you recall, no matter how insignificant. We must try to translate them.
Strange what lingers and what's lost. Oh, I'd give much to know my past.
As a child, I was sent to live among the Asmeri with my brother and sister. But before that, I lived somewhere else. Somewhere with great works of stone and metal and glass. And a kind, smiling face. A woman's face. I haven't thought about this in thousands of years. It's a mortal memory, faded to static.
Don't get distracted. Keep the thought in your mind. You must find the last piece. Now go. We will work on this.
Look for the last piece.
So stone, metal and glass. So you went to live in New York? Right, we'll finish off this this cave. Make sure we've slaughtered everything that needs to be slaughtered, and we'll loot everything that needs to be looted. As they say in Pirates of the Caribbean, the edges of the map filled in. The immaterial shall become immaterial. God, I love those films.
Pack's heavy enough already. Rabbit swine!
I am a major movie buff. I absolutely love movies. I used to really enjoy watching films, going to the cinema, especially going to the cinema. When I was growing up, we used to have a cinema at the end of our street, and they used to do a Saturday matinee for kids, and the whole cinema was filled with kids, which you might think was a nightmare, and sometimes it was a nightmare. But it was also fantastic. It gave my grandmother and grandfather brought me up, and it gave them a break. And I'm sure many other parents had a well-earned break as well. And it was wonderful going to cinema, watch all sorts of films that you wouldn't necessarily get to see. It was fantastic. Absolutely loved it. And I've been a film fanatic ever since. And I'll watch anything and everything. As long as it's a good film, I don't care. I'll watch, you know, a romantic comedy, if it's a good romantic comedy. I'll watch it with just as much enthusiasm and appreciation as I will a horror film or a high-budget sci-fi movie, anything. It doesn't matter. I'm a huge Bond fan. And just for the record, now get this on the record, just for the record. To the question, who should be the next James Bond? There is one and only one correct answer. And that answer is Henry Cavill. Any other answer is incorrect. As long as we're cool about that, that's fine. Right, but the only possible correct and acceptable answer is Henry Cavill. Thank you for your attention to this matter. There's only one Captain Jack Sparrow, right? It's iconic, and I think the only correct answer to who should be the next one is Henry Cavill.
Yes?
Ahoy.
Makoru's the one you call boss.
That's right. Makoru's the
Ahoy.
boss. But more than that, she's a role model, a true leader. She showed the Kalgorans what the Karui have to offer.
Go,
and
boss.
honestly, I'm just lucky to be following in her footsteps.
All right, all right. You know flattery doesn't work on me, Kanu.
It is simply the truth.
Aye, a fine boss she is.
The Karui have no ships like the Aurora May. Our vessels are
Oh,
meant to
don't you
travel
get
between
all
islands
gooey-eyed.
to fish. But the Aurora
Oh.
May? Woo! She feels like she could take us to the end of the world.
She might well do.
I'm just happy to live in times like these. I think about it sometimes, you know? What a day to be alive. To breathe in the air, feel the sun. Could be a lot worse. When the Kalgorans showed up, it brought a lot of tension to the tribes. Also brought doubt among the outer islands. My family left the Tasoleo tribe when I was only a boy. They then joined the Tukohama tribe. My parents found hope in their message of strength.
Strength alone's a poor compass.
Well, look, I don't reject the way. It just feels different to me. Late at night, out on the sea, I can still feel what our old tribe called the flow. It's real. It's powerful.
What is it exactly?
Oh, it's hard to put into words. All I know is Tavakai's version of the way is definitely not something I can flow with. Tavakai doesn't trust outsiders. He wants to drive the Karui further away into isolation. That doesn't feel right to me. It feels backwards. We should at least hear new ideas out. See what they can offer us.
Oh,
So, found more of that fancy weapon,
the
eh?
message.
Unless you want to lose your mind to corruption, it's best you don't.
Oh, okay. Well, the more I hear, the more curious I get. Can't really blame me. I'm a simple fella. Something like this. Entire generations come and go without having eyes on a thing so significant.
It's just as well they do. This weapon is no mere trinket.
And no kidding. The crew talks, I listen. Some of them heard that Doriabi guy arguing with the spooky one on the Cape. It did sound all very serious.
Doriani and the Hooded One. Names worth remembering, lad.
Yeah, those fellas. Ah, well, good luck finding the other piece. We got your back. Calm seas flow under you.
Greetings.
He's as sharp as a sponge, that one. Honest to God.
Talamoana. Where to?
Hakuna Matata. I think we're going to go to Shrike Island
Belay
next.
that order!
Yeah, I think so. Belay that belay. Keep a weather eye.
Lower the anchor.
Let's go. Here we are. I left Nakanu
So we're
before I
going to
was
do a
even
little
old
bit
enough
of
to run
gentle
the Isle
bird
of
watching.
Shrikes. Because of that, in the eyes of the Kadui, I'm not a man. I didn't pass the test. It's a ridiculous tradition. And I know a few ladies who can vouch for my manhood.
Oh, please.
You are not yet a warrior, but soon you will be. Climb these cliffs and collect one Shrike egg. If you feel you cannot go on, turn back. You can always try again next season. We seek to build wisdom and strength, not to destroy you. A corpse does your tribe no good. No matter what you choose to do, return with a grand tale of what you faced. Tabakai, chieftain of the Tukuhama tribe.
How many Karui died in the pursuit of these eggs?
That's a good question. Especially if you're only considered a man if you get one. That's a hell of a temptation to push yourself further than you actually can go. I have to say, I do like these remnants. I think it's a pretty good addition to the game.
I'll take it.
Oh, bloody hell. That nearly wiped me out. Good lord.
The sea wants you back.
This is Shrike Island, and the Shrike in real life is they call it the Butcher Bird, for very good reason. Look at them all, little things sticking their heads up out the holes. Oh, this isn't going to... If you've got trypophobia, don't run this island. Yeah, this island is... But if you've got trypophobia, this island is gonna trigger you. Damn, this is gonna be such a triggering event. And it's not like you can get away with saying it's okay, there's nothing in the holes. Because there is. Now look, I'm one of the world's biggest arachnophobes, and I've been playing games for like forever that haven't got an arachnophobia filter.
Another of these shrines, just as ancient as the last.
Let's see what it says about trypophobia. Trypophobia is an aversion to the sight of repetitive patterns or clusters of small holes or bumps, although not clinically recognized as a separate mental or emotional disorder. Trypophobia may fall under the category of specific phobia in cases where it causes excessive fear or distress. Sufferers often primarily experience disgust when they see trypophobic imagery, although some experience equal levels of both fear and disgust. Several researchers hypothesize that it is the result of a biological revulsion, causing the afflicted to associate trypophobic shapes with danger or disease, and may therefore have some evolutionary basis, and that exposure therapy may be a possible treatment.
What have you learned? It is curious that the weapon was broken into pieces and dispersed here.
From what I have seen, I don't believe the weapon was broken apart. It was never fully completed at all. I have only ever seen it portrayed in pieces. The third mural, the one you saw, must have been an instruction. It is my belief that the creators of the weapon were interrupted.
By who? Or what?
It's impossible to know for certain. They were wiped out thousands of years before my time. Do you have any notion?
I was too young to remember much. I was among the Asmeri when it happened. But they did tell stories. I recall tales of a great fire, a great wasting.
You were alive for that? The historical record, it's always been conjecture.
I remember fear. I remember sorrow. But the Asmeri had chosen their homes carefully. They were separatists. They rejected technology. And in the end, they were right. Time is short. Make haste.
But next to arachnophobia, it says, perfectly reasonable. Spiders are not kittens. So I'm fine. That's cool. Spiders are not kittens. Indeed. Alright, we'll fill in the edges of this map and kill anything that needs to be killed, loot anything that needs to be looted, then we'll go back to town and we will log out, have a pleasant evening and come back to it tomorrow. I have to say I'm enjoying this season, I'm enjoying this series, and I'm enjoying playing this game. And I have to say that I'm enjoying it an awful lot more than I enjoyed Diablo 4, which I didn't enjoy very much at all.
This paper filth!
All these checkpoints makes me think there might be something big and nasty and pointy up here. Because I think I'm suffering from pointy phobia. It's an irrational fear of being assaulted by pointy things. Oh, yep. Oh, bloody hell. These mobs, they do like their blood strikes, don't they? Mind you, I shouldn't be surprised. It is a shrike after all. Well, I think it's a shrike. Big bird. Oh god, I almost forgot to heal myself then. And go on. Another tank and spank, basically. So just keep moving. If you're gonna fight it, just keep moving. And keep out the way of that red crap.
The translation work we've done. Is it enough?
Nothing more or less than that.
Something about a forge. This part says you must finish it, or something like it. You must forge it. The word forge is drawn like a name. It's not an action, it's a place.
So, we must find an ancient precursor forge.
A forge? Where would such a place be?
This is the first time in my life I'm forced to admit. I have no idea. Ask the crew, perhaps. The Karui. They live here, after all.
This is the final piece. We have succeeded. Let us meet back in Kingsmarch to plan our next move.
What's this wee business? I didn't see you here, fighting that big stupid chicken.
What is it?
This precursor forge. What are we hunting for exactly?
It is older than any other civilization on Rayclast. Only stone will remain. Anything else would have long since decayed.
Stones everywhere, lad. Might as well tell me to search the sea for water.
They were masters of their world. They built structures whose mere remnants inspire awe. Even in me. You will know it when you see it. The Val would have supplanted their legacy, had we but time.
Go.
How can I be of aid?
Welcome to the Forge.
The salt air here is just lovely. Careful on the water.
And the Val would have done it. The Val would have done it on the backs of millions of slaughtered innocent men, women and children.
Yes?
Bloody psychopath.
Aye. Well, you met the chieftain. How was it?
He's strong as an oak. And just as rigid.
To be sure. I've two minds about him, though. On one hand, he's fostering tradition, allowing it to thrive. Yet on the other, well, he can be a bit much.
Aye, honor's a heavy thing. It can steady a man.
Yeah.
Or
A bit
sink
much
him.
of a dick.
You're telling me. Till next time.
Talamoana.
Ahoy! You found all the pieces then.
Hakuna Matata.
So, what now? Do they just sort of snap together?
I've no idea, lad. But something tells me it won't be so simple.
All good.
I seek a
Yeah,
forge
indeed.
as old as the land itself. Do
It's
you
going to
know
be
of
like
anything
an
like
IKEA
that?
wardrobe, but
I've
on
never heard any
steroids.
mention of such a place.
I have.
Really? Where?
My old tribe tells a tale of a foreign medicine woman. It's a very old story. Took place after a great fire scoured the world. My ancestors had to dive into the sea just to survive. When they came to the surface, they found a burned woman floating in the tide.
What's this have to do with the forge? Get to the point.
She begged them to take her somewhere and promised to forge them a great reward. But the toll was too heavy. She was too injured, and she died trying to use the forge. She was buried there.
Where?
Arrestus. Well, wasn't
Alright,
called
while
that
he's
back then,
talking
though.
about this,
Arrest us. Why didn't you mention this
I'm
sooner?
going to say goodbye.
Mention what? An old myth
we
about a
are
foreigner woman who
hour and
died trying to
16,
use
hour
a
and
forge
20
some
minutes
unknown
in.
thousands of years ago? I only knew you were looking
And,
for pieces of some
we'll
old
get
artifact.
back and
I didn't
finish
hear
this
nothing
off
about looking
tomorrow.
for a forge.
Thank you ever
And the
so much for
tide
hanging out
carries
with me
us to
today.
Arastus.
It's been wonderful. I've really enjoyed today. And I will
Goodbye.
see you tomorrow. Hope you're all well. Take care.
Yes? Where to?